So we're going to show you what we did with this credenza. We changed it from this enormous heavy thing into this credenza. Go ahead and say it. It's a really fun word to say, credenza. Now we're going to show you how we did it. Right here is where I realized I had dust in my eyes because I'd been wearing my goggles on my forehead. What you see here are the lines I drew to cut some legs into the end pieces so that it had more of a mid-century modern look instead of the 80s just flat panel. In order to finish this cut, I had to use a handsaw. I could have also used a pull saw, or as my nephews Mateo and Luca and I like to call it, a saw knife. Once the end piece is attached, we can start to make trim pieces to cover up the particle board so that all the walnut pieces look like they just kind of happened on purpose. I had a piece of walnut that was about the right thickness that I used to make the trim pieces. I just used my finger to work in the putty into the cracks before I sanded it down. So what you see here is the inner wall just to the right of center that was installed so that the drawers will fit in. It was the one that was taken earlier from the extra piece seen in this black and white picture. Now this was the moment of truth when I found out if the drawers were going to fit after I moved all the hardware over, and thankfully they did. So here I'm cutting the top piece of the credenza to fit, but I had to flip it over because my saw didn't go out far enough. But with 2 cuts and just kind of lining it up, I was able to get it to the right size. And now I'm installing the brackets to kind of hold the top in place. They screw into the sides and then also into the top of the piece as well. I know this looks like it says GFL stain on it, but there's just a blotch of stain on there. It actually says gel stain. From General Finishes, I've used this on so many things. It works really well. Goes on pretty easily. It's pretty messy, but it covers really well, and there's actually polyurethane in the stain, so it gives it a finished look when you're done. And the way this stuff works best is that you wipe it on with a foam brush and you kind of force it into all the little crevices and cracks, and then you take some sort of rag and you just wipe it down. It's kind of a wipe-on stain, so then you get all the excess off and it just really blends in well. You can see here in a minute that even the little trim pieces I did blend in pretty well once you apply stain to them. Now I'm going to move on to staining kind of the front face pieces. I'm not staining the inside because it's going to be covered up by the drawers anyway, so I'm not going to stain that. Hedgewood designs of the Black Hills, yeah. Still working on the jingle.